Hi, it's Craig here. Today I'm going to be going over how to properly season a cast iron pan. And so I'm going to show you my examples I have here on the countertop. Okay, here they are. This is my small collection of pots, skillets, pans, Dutch oven. And Dutch oven is here, the big one of course, and then you got this small skillet. It's fairly light. It's really shallow, which I don't like too much. I'd rather like the deeper ones here. You can cook a soup or beans or anything that's watery, you know, it won't go over, spill over when the heat hits it. These are all cast iron pans, and the reason why they have this dark black tint to them is because they've all been seasoned. The more you season your pan, the more non-stick properties you'll have on that pan. The idea here is to have just like a Teflon coating, and with a Teflon coating, of course, you know, like all non-stick pans, cook something, it works excellent, eggs flop right off, nothing sticks at all. I'll have a demonstration video of this a little bit later. I made some eggs this morning on one of these pans, and works great. The non-stick properties are just tremendous, better than my non-stick pans, believe it or not. So this is what you do: you take your cast iron skillet, pot, pan, whatever, cookware. When you get it, it's going to look similar to this. It's going to have this gray metallic coloration, probably lighter gray than this. This has already been seasoned once or twice, but it still has a ways to go. Anyway, it's going to have this metallic light color, which is total different contrast from these dark black ones, and more like that stuff there. And there's basically two reasons why you have to season your pan. One is because of rust. If you don't season these cast iron skillets, they'll rust tremendously. Two is, like I said a minute ago, for non-stick properties. So let's go by the basic steps here. To season any kind of skillet, pot, pan, the best thing to do is use animal fat, lard, bacon grease. I use bacon drippings, just the grease from the bacon in these pans. What I did this morning is I cooked some bacon. Actually, I did it a couple days ago, but I made some more because I ran out of grease. And drain the bacon, you know, and get the drippings from the bacon. And then you get a rag like this, just saturated with this nasty bacon grease. You can also use animal fat from any animal, or lard from the can. Don't use butter at all. Any kind of margarine type of stuff like that will ruin your pan. It's actually counterproductive. What you do is, let's say this pan right here, make bacon in it. Once you're done making the bacon, you drain all the drippings. I put all the drippings here in this small container. This here is bacon grease, and what I do with that is I pour some on top of the pan, and I'll show you that process here if I can do it with one hand. Not that you really need to see it, but just so we can go through the whole step, the whole 9 yards here. So what I'll do is I'll take some grease here, pour a little bit in the pan. Then I'll take this rag here. What I'll do with that is I'll mix this around, coat the entire surface. This is the entire cooking surface of the pan, but you're going to coat the entire pan all together. So not only the cooking surface, but the handle as well. You're going to flip it over. You're going to get the bottom side. You're going to coat every inch of these pans here with a pretty decent layer of bacon drippings, lard, or grease. The reason why you do the entire surface, every portion of this pan, is so that you get the rust-proof qualities you're looking for, and also, of course, so you get that awesome no-stick qualities. So you'll go through, you'll do both sides of your skillet here, your flat iron skillet. You'll do the same thing with all these pots and pans, including the Dutch oven, handle, lid, anything that's metal on this thing, which is just about everything. And then what you'll do from that is you'll put it inside the oven, set the oven to 300 degrees, and you're going to bake it for 1 hour. This seasons your pan, and it doesn't usually work on the first try. You got to do it 3, 4, 5, maybe even 10 times. I know that's kind of overkill. These ones here you can see. These ones here have been seasoned, I believe, 3 or 4 times, and they already work excellent. There's a couple things you need to learn, though, or basic tips that'll really help you out in the long run when you're seasoning your stuff. We have birds, we have parrots. It's kind of messy here, but we have some African gray and a blue and gold macaw hanging out here, kind of hard to see. Blue and gold, some other small little sun conurns, and an umbrella cockatoo. So we have to be really careful what we use. Teflon kills birds, period. Do not use Teflon on anything. I tried this out the other day, works fine. I did some research on the internet to make sure I'm not going to kill my animals first. You cannot heat up Teflon. Anybody who owns pets and birds knows that it'll kill, well, not everybody, but you should do your research first. Teflon definitely kills animals. Birds die within a matter of hours, sometimes minutes, with Teflon burning. So this is cast iron. There's no Teflon parts at all. 100% cast iron. I'm going to put it in the oven, bake it at 300 degrees for 1 hour. What I'm going to do then is use a pot holder, because this cast iron has no insulation. Cast iron's completely burning, searing hot. I'm going to pull it out of the oven, use a pot holder, pull it out, wipe off the excess drippings that are on the pot, the pan, let it cool off, and wait about, half an hour, whatever. When it cools down, throw it back in the oven again. I'm going to repeat that process. I'm going to try to do these about 6 times. So, as it sits right now, these pots and pans behind me have been done 3 or 4 times. But the more you season it, the better rust qualities it has, and the better non-stick qualities. Literally nothing sticks to these things. They work excellent. So we'll start with that as the first tip here, and I'll do some more videos later on and show you how they work out. But if you have a brand new looking cast iron pot, pan, skillet, take it camping, trust me, everything's going to stick to that dude. There's nothing you can do about it. So season your pans first. You'll be really happy you did, and they'll last forever. 1 hour in the oven at 300 degrees. I recommend you season it at least 3 times. Every time you pull it back out, recoat it with bacon grease and put it back in for another hour. Let it cool off in the meantime, and when your pans look black, when they look like this and they look pretty burned up, that's exactly how your cast iron skillet should look, and they will last forever, and they'll be non-stick.